New winners have been crowned with the NA and EU LCS Spring Finals happening last week. Sneaky also puts everyone's sexuality into question with his amazing Pizza Delivery Sivir cosplay. We also start talking about MSI and what teams to look out for, and finally we go into the latest 8.8 patch which just went live this past week. I'm Sushix with the League Digest. Let's talk. So last week, the LCS finals for NA and EU happened, giving us the newest champions of the West. Starting off with the NA LCS, we had an amazing match between Team Liquid and 100 Thieves. Game 1 started off close with 100 Thieves pulling ahead. That was until xMithy made an amazing Baron steal to save the game. This completely turned Game 1 on its head, giving Team Liquid enough of a chance to steal away the first win of the series. As the rest of the series went on, ProBelter continued to make amazing Azir plays left and right. Seemingly the momentum gained from Game 1 with its Baron steal continued into Games 2 and 3. While all three games seemed close, Team Liquid managed to walk away with an amazingly fought series win 3-0. I was personally really happy with watching Team Liquid win the series, especially after F's troubling times lately. Watching them win, hoist the trophy, and say a few words afterwards was especially wholesome to watch. Now moving over to the EU LCS, the series was not as close as NA, with a controlled 3-0 win from Fnatic over G2. Spring Split MVP Reckless played out of his mind, getting 2 pentas out of the 3 games they played. Caps also played some amazing games, scoring a solo kill in lane and overall dominating G2 alongside Reckless. This was definitely a well-deserved win for the old kings to reclaim their throne. Now we can start looking forward to watching Fnatic vs Team Liquid at MSI this year. Reckless and Caps vs Doublelift and ProBelter is an amazingly hyped match that I personally cannot wait to watch. Now moving forward, cosplay is a big part of the League of Legends community. Chances are, any convention you go to around the world, you'll run into some loving fellow gamers hailing from Summoner's Rift. What seems to be the most recent trend, however, is Twitch streamers cosplaying as their favorite skins, which is fairly normal for the platform until you start looking at their usernames. Bigger streamers such as BoxBox and Cloud9 Sneaky have engaged in some rather frisky cosplays, seemingly baiting everyone who scrolls past them on their social media feeds. Their next level dress up is fairly impressive, as is their power of applying makeup, the pair perhaps even rivaling that of Jessica Nigri at the rate they're going. From Albert's first Arcade Ribbon cosplay in late 2016, they've continued to impress the community time and time again, even attracting the attention of those at Riot, with their Facebook page posting a picture of Sneaky's Pizza Sivir cosplay. In times like these, one can only beg the question, who's going to be the next big trap cosplayer? Currently the forerunner contender seems to be none other than Skara, recently tweeting out, "Time for the comeback." Now, I need to move on because presenting this story has got me questioning a lot about myself. With each region starting to wrap up their spring splits, it's time again for the mid-season invitationals, the biggest international League of Legends event besides of course Worlds. It isn't 100% set in stone yet who will be attending, as while I'm recording this, the LPL semi-finals are currently happening. We can though report that these teams are being confirmed so far. From Korea in the LCK it'll be Kingzone Dragon X. Representing Europe from the EU LCS will be Fnatic, and representing North America from the NA LCS will be Team Liquid. Hailing from Southeast Asia from the GPL will be Ascension Gaming. Heading over from Brazil from the CBLOL will be Kaboom Esports. Next up from the Commonwealth of Independent States from the LCL, we'll have Gambit Esports. Heading over to MSI from Japan, representing the LGL will be Pentagram. Representing Latin America South from the CLS will be Chaos Latin Gamers. My region's representatives from Oceania and the OPL will be Direwolves. And lastly, representing Vietnam in the VCS will be EVOS Esports. We will be reporting further on the MSI as we get closer to the event. That said, it's worth mentioning that this year looks more competitive than ever, and I am super excited to tune into the games. Finally, our last story for this episode will be patch 8.8. Starting off, the biggest changes for me were the reverts on LeBlanc and Ahri. LeBlanc's kit was revised a while ago to give players a larger window of time to counter her burst. Riot stated on patch 8.8 though that they feel like they've missed their mark and reverted her ult and passive back to their original versions. Over to Ahri, within the same vein as Riot feeling like they missed the mark on her assassin changes, she received quite a change to her kit. Firstly, her passive is now making up for the movement speed that they are removing from her Q. It now gives her 20% movement speed for 3 seconds when she hits an enemy twice with her abilities. Her Q, while having the movement speed removed, has now got her old healing passive inside of it. Her W now focuses champions harder, but arguably the largest change was to her E. Her charm now applies a 20% damage amplifier like Ahri in the old days. Among other smaller champion changes, we also saw massive changes to trinkets. Riot have decided to completely remove sweeping lens and instead give players the option to pick Oracle Alteration at level 1 instead of level 9. With these changes, they've also changed trinket cooldowns to carry on when players swap trinkets. This was to encourage more trinket variety and swapping throughout the game. Well, it looks like that's all we have time for today's episode of the League Digest. Don't forget, if you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps out and supports this new channel. Don't forget to subscribe to also keep updated with all new content that we're going to be releasing. We've got a bunch of cool stuff planned for the future, like a podcast and a few other series, so we're going to be seeing what happens there. Thank you to all our supporters on Discord. There's a link in the description below for giving us feedback. Every episode we're going to be taking feedback from all of you. We've got our own private list of the good and the bad, and we're going to be working on improving every episode as we go to make this the best channel it can be. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sushix with the Esports Digest, and I'll see you guys next time.